welcome. Today, I wanted to talk about boundaries being medicine. Boundaries are medicine because without them, you are never ending giver. Your time, your resources are tapped because you choose to allow everyone to take those resources from you. Today, we are going to talk about why saying yes drains your energy, why there is cultural guilt around saying no, and how terrible this is for kids and adults alike, and some tips and tricks on why and how you can turn this around so that you can make the best choices for you and your family, not because you feel like that's what everyone else wants. Again, I'm Lindsey. Let's get started. So, let's talk about why saying yes drains your energy. When you constantly say yes, when you are telling nobody no, there's an issue. You have to stop people pleasing. You have to stop worrying if somebody's going to be mad at you or angry that you said no, whether it's to do something or to give them something, whether it is your children, your husband, outside family, friends, whatever the case may be. You saying yes to everything robs you of your resources, mostly your mental resources, because I guarantee more than half, I would say more than 80% of the things outside of what needs to be done that you say yes to aren't necessary. You probably really don't even care to be doing them. If you took a list of all of the things this week that you said yes to that were extra on top of all of your responsibilities that I'm sure you already have, if you are watching more than one of my videos, you are probably a mother or a parent and you are in the trenches and you've got enough shit on your plate to be able to take it to the dump and fill it up. There is no way that you need to be saying yes to anything else. Nothing. The PTA, the freaking boosters, I don't care what it is. If it's at the school, if it's a friend that asked you to come to a certain event, if they asked you to bring an extra dish to the Christmas party, you saying yes just drains you. It adds something else to your list. It drains you of your financial resources, your family's time. Right here, this is my big thing, is your presence with your family, your children, your husband, and choosing to take that time that is really all that matters, as long as they are fed and healthy and that presence is not being missed because you need to work to feed them or to do something that is necessary, which I understand, and there are times when that is necessary. But this is for those times when it is not. It is not necessary to be taking resources, financial, or time away from your kids and your family. You saying yes drains all of your energy because not only do you have that extra thing to do now, your mom guilt kicks in and you wonder what your kid's soccer game looks like, why dad got to travel for softball instead of you because you chose to say yes to this thing that isn't even important to you and you just didn't want to say no. And because you don't want to say no, you get stuck in all kinds of situations that you are just miserable in. Saying no is such a high level of energy and medication to your soul and your body. It lets you calm down. It gives you a sense of power and control over who you are and the things that you want to do in this life and in that day, in that moment. I want to watch my kids' freaking softball game. I'm not going to stay after. And if you do want me to bring something extra to the Christmas party, I'm grabbing it at the grocery store in a container that's already made because I don't have time. I do have actual time if you're going to come at me. That time is my family's. I don't have time to homemake something today because that's what you want. Saying no can look different in every situation, but you have to learn to say it because the cultural guilt around the word no in this day and age is unreal. I remember growing up in the 80s and 90s. Yes, I am 40. I will be 41 soon. We got told no all the time, all the time. And everybody's like, it's because you don't whoop your kid's ass that they don't behave and this and that. And honestly, it has nothing to do with wooden spoons or my mom's red butt hands. It has to do with the fact that nobody says no. And that's to other people, to your spouse, to your kids. Your kids need to hear no. Nothing is exciting if it's always a yes. There's like that movie Yes Day, where the parents for one day have to say yes to everything that the kids want. We are living in that world every day. And then we wonder why there are all these entitled kids all over. Nobody's listening. Your kid has to go to school with all these assholes, all of these things. But it's because we live in Yes Day every single day. Do you know how draining that is? It's even draining for the parents who don't say no to their kids. And then they wonder why their kids don't respect them, or why when they're in public, their kid doesn't think that being told no is the answer. And so they bug them until they say yes. That is not okay. It drains your soul of all of the energy continuously, day by day, choosing to do things that you don't want to do. Because I guarantee you, take everything from a week and put it all on paper and put what you would not have wanted to do, but you chose to say yes to in one list, and what you actually wanted to do that you said yes to. I guarantee a high percentage, 70, 80, 90% maybe, will be in the thing that was basically, I just said yes because I didn't want to tell somebody no. And that's garbage. You cannot live your life that way. Your yes means nothing if you can't say no. If everybody's expecting you to say yes, that's not an exciting answer. They're never going to expect you to say no, which is why they ask you. So, this might be a phrase that you've heard a lot lately, but your yes means nothing if you can't say no. Also, no is self-preservation. It is not selfishness. You have to self-preserve at any given cost. You and your children and your family are so important, and the time that you spend with them and your presence alone is so important that it is self-preservation saying no. Everything you say no to gives you minutes and hours and more cash flow with your family, with your kids, to get to all of those sporting events, to do all of these things. And it's all because you said no without guilt, without hesitation. You just let them know this is not a priority to me. If it is to you, that's great. You stay behind and work late, but a priority to me is seeing my kids' face light up when I show up at their game in 20 minutes. So here I go. Let me know if you need anything in the morning when I get back to work. It is not selfish at all. Is what is selfish is other people expecting it of you just because that is their expectation. You are not made to meet other people's expectations. You are meant to live this life and to take care of your children and to give them wings to fly when it is time. That is your goal. Every time that you say yes to something you don't want, you are also saying no to yourself. Think about that. In all the scenarios that I've given earlier in this video, I have said many of these things. When you are saying yes to the things that you do not want, you are not only on top of your mom guilt that you're going to have because you chose to spend your time and resources and finances on other things that you didn't even want to say yes to, you're telling yourself no. Because when you're saying yes to them, you're saying no to, you're not going to your kid's game. You're not making it home to make dinner. You're not, because you are doing these other things that you said yes to that you don't even give a shit about. I need you to start looking into self-preservation and what is going to make you the happiest. And I assure you, every time you say no, it is magic. It is magic. Tell them no. I'm not doing it. My kids come first. I'm gone. I'll see you in the morning. So I just want you to take in all of this and how, with the cultural guilt around saying no, and it being this, it is such like a big deal these days to say no. And when you say no, there's some sort of stigma around it. And that is the biggest problem, I really feel like, in today's society. And I feel like in parenting, is that when you don't say no, it causes a lot of problems. And I don't mean just saying no to say no because you're a grumpy old mom and you don't want your kids doing anything, or you don't want to be out having fun with anybody. I mean saying no because it does not genuinely align with your day, with your life, with what you want your outcome to be with your family. These are things that I need you to remember when you're saying no. Self-preservation, gaining back your time and your resources. It has nothing to do with anybody else's feelings. And if they're in their feelings about it, that's on them. They really need to do some self-reflection. It has nothing to do with you. So, on that note, I wanted to thank you for hanging out in my chaos today. If this helped you, please subscribe and share some of your family's chaos and tips and tricks that you would like to hear about in your daily hurdles with your family and your kids. I might turn it into next week's lesson. And I want you to remember, peace isn't in the absence of chaos. Peace is in the presence of tools. Always remember to keep your toolkit next to your side. And mama's mental health, that comes first. Please remember, when you need 5, tell them you're taking 5. Have somebody else keep an eye on the babes. Get yourself in a quiet room. Get those deep breaths going. Take 5. You deserve it every time. Could be 20 times a day. Take your 5. You've earned it. And the more you take care of yourself, the less times a day you'll have to do this. It was great getting to know you again today. I can't wait to read your comments. Send me some messages. Let me know what you want to hear about. I love talking to you. Have